Welcome back to the Art of Crochet blog, and this week is all about sewing up. So what we're going to be doing is the edges to our squares and combining the last 12 together. So we've got lots of our vanilla yarn, which I hope that you've been saving. And the first ones that I'm going to tackle are 96 and 99. Now I've started with this one already, and we have done this before a few times, so you should be used to it by now. So we're going to be doing trebles all the way round, and this one has 16 down the side and then a 2-3-2 formation in the corner. So I'll show you how that works. I'm nearly up to this corner now. So one treble there at the end of the row, and then 2 trebles in the corner space, 3 chain and 2 trebles. Now you'll notice that the squares in the in this lot of 12 have been grouped by how many stitches they've got down the side. So the idea is just to even them out a bit. So these ones that have got slightly fewer stitches in, we're having to 2-3-2 in the corner, but the other ones which have more down the side, 17 or 18, have only 1-3-1, and it all balances it out, so they're all the same size when you come together. So I'm going to kick off down the row here and work this end in, because of course now's the time to be sewing in and neatening up all those loose ends. So this is 96 and 99, which have 16 down the side, trebles that is, and 2 trebles, 3 chain, 2 trebles in the corner. And I've also done another batch here, which is 100, 92 and 102. And those ones have got 17 stitches down the side, and then 1 treble, 3 chain, 1 treble. And then the next group is this lot over here, which is all the rest of them, and those ones have got 18 down the side, and then a 1 treble and 3 chain, and I've very nearly finished this last one, 97. So 1, 2, 3 chain, and then I'm going to fasten off with a slip stitch at the end, and I'm leaving these long tails because I can use those for doing the sewing in, and then just pull it all the way through, and then if I don't use those for sewing up, then I can just sew that in to the back. So now's the time to cut off all those ends that you've been working in, and the way that I find is the best to do it is to pull it a little bit tighter than it needs to be, and then snip it. And then when you make it flat, look, the end just disappears inside and it's hidden. So there's some more I need to do. And now it remains to try and sort out the order that they all go in. So that's the next battle. So these are all my squares laid out in the order that they should be in, including all the other clutter that's on my desk at the moment. And then I'm going to sew them together in strips like we've done before. So I'll start off doing them along this way, so in long strips, and then sew them together the other way. So here we are. I've done the 3 strips all joined together in the right order, I hope, and now I'm going to start joining along the strips. So let me just sit down. This is the first one that I'm going to do here, and I've joined the yarn at the corner, and now I'm just going to go along this whole long length, making sure that the seams are matched up as we go. So you'll remember how we've done this in the past. We're going under both bars of the stitches and then doing an overstitch over the top like that. So the stitches should more or less meet up. You may have to skip one stitch here and there to make them do to match up, but there we are. So we're doing an over stitch going along there, and do it into every stitch as you go, and then it'll be nice and even. Oh, and one little tip, well, two really. One is don't have your yarn as long as this, because then you have to pull it all the way through and it takes a little bit longer and the yarn gets a bit tired. And the other is, because you're working with white yarn, wash your hands before you start. I didn't, and a little bit of mine has got a bit grubby, so it'll need to be washed. So as you're sewing up, of course you're handling a lot, so just make sure your fingers are clean. No newspaper reading, please. So here are all my bits sewn together, and my next job is to take off all these labels and replace them with a new label. Section 7. So there we are. Section 7. Done.